Taylor, a couple new guys added to the starting lineup in this game, Zaire and X. What particular did you think about each of their performances today?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, X, we're very familiar with what he brings to the table. Obviously, 8 rebounds. Love that he's trying to play make. Got 2 assists. He could have gotten more if we had just knocked down a few more shots. But I thought he did really well. Zaire, in particular, just wanted to see him get a whole lot more opportunity, see his playmaking ability. Obviously, 1 for 4 from the three-point line. I thought he had great looks from the three-point line, but just his urgency, I think we talked about this maybe before the game defensively, just really committing to that side of the floor, on-ball defense, keeping guys square, keeping guys in front, really doing a good job chasing off-ball screens and not really getting stuck on that. That was something he struggled with a little bit last year, so glad that he's just kind of embracing that. Really impressed with those both guys, and obviously as we keep going through preseason, more guys are going to get different opportunities.
Coach, it's a preseason game, but your beard looking playoff ready. First of all, what do you think about the shooting so far in the preseason?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a work in progress. We just got to get acclimated to playing NBA game speed and all that stuff. Love the shots that we're getting. I mean, obviously we have a couple forced ones and a couple empty possessions that we got to clean up. 27 assists despite shooting 28% from the three-point line. At one point, I think we're shooting 31% from the field. Really love the ball movement. Living with some turnovers here and there, a little bit high, but I think that's just kind of early season, getting acclimated to new roles. Developing chemistry, getting familiarity with our offensive system. We have good moments, and then we have some stagnant moments where we don't know what we're doing. We have some times where we're kind of pressing too much, and we're just trying to really dig in on, we want to play fast, but we got to be better able to recognize when there's 5-on-5, we don't really have advantages, how we got to slow up, be a little bit more patient, try to create some better spacing and take advantage of it. So that's just a work in progress right now. So I think combine all that, love that we're actually moving the ball and we're getting pretty good looks. We just got to keep getting in, the gym with our individual work and then our team work with all the reps and the shots out of our offense that we'll begin over the next couple of weeks. Hopefully kind of turns the tide.
Taylor, it just seems like especially tonight, Zaire, Roddy, and Jake, they're all really putting the ball on the floor and trying to show off their creation abilities. Just what has stood out to you, and I guess their decisiveness in making decisions off the bounce?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're playing some very unique lineups out there, really with just kind of Derek as our lone point guard, and we're playing kind of triple guard heavy lineup, so different guys in different playmaking spots, who's initiating the offense. But really what I'm trying to focus on is when the ball is moving, side to side, we're getting secondary actions. We're collapsing the defense, so they're making the right reads, catch and shoot. But like going catches, trying to be in simple attack mode situations, I think all those guys are for the most part doing a pretty good job. Of something we talked about, just the reads that they're going to be making, and how they just got to have a simple game plan and attack that. So love the force. Obviously, D-Rod's playing with Jake. You see a couple of times in transition how he's running the floor, quick catch and go, drive. Z's been kind of more in catch and shoot and more kind of actually a facilitator, running some set plays for him. So he's had a little different opportunities. But overall, just trying to keep those guys focused on making efficient moves, simple reads. But still, we need more guys. We talked about going into the summer, more guys that could really touch the paint. So their ability to break guys down one-on-one, whether it's primary responsibilities or secondary responsibilities, I'm glad of the work that they're putting in, and so far some positive results.
Hey, Coach, how you feel about Kenny Lofton's minutes tonight in terms of how he flowed within the offense and how he performed defensively?
Yeah, I mean, one thing, I'll go to defense, just his ability to kind of like help us on the glass. Obviously, we're still struggling at times, but his ability to kind of, clear space, other guys coming to rebound, him accepting that responsibility has been great. I thought we put him in a couple different coverages tonight, especially when we started switching more. Thought he did a pretty good job being up and impacting the ball and just keeping guys in front of him. And then offensively, compared to the other night, he was kind of put into some tough spots. Thought he could facilitate the offense a little bit more, get it moving. Had some good, looks. I think I'm trying to see here from the 3-point line. Had a couple looks, obviously knocked down one, but he's got 3 assists. That's what I love. If he can just keep finding that ability to not just score, but also facilitate within the offense, that's what I'm really looking out of him, and that's what he and I have talked about.
To go back to X for a second, you mentioned, you always kind of know what you're going to get from him. What kind of an asset is that when no matter what sort of situation you put him in, he's going to, play that exact same way every single time?
Yeah, I mean, that's just what we've gotten accustomed to with X in the last 3 years, just his dependability. You know, you got a lot of trust in him because you know the worker that he is, the care factor he is, his ability. You know, I mean, every year he's accepted different roles, and he's accepted as an ultimate pro. He's constantly staying ready, investment in his body, investment in, you know, if he's out of the rotation, he wants to be in play groups, he wants to play with the hustle, ends up starting in the playoffs last year. So, you know, he's a guy that's going to do everything possible, stay ready from a physical standpoint. He always stays ready, even if he's out of the rotation from a mental standpoint. But obviously, when he's in the game, you just know he's going to go out there and execute what you ask on both ends of the floor. You know, need him to continue being a connector on the offensive side, really work on, you know, the screening angles, getting really good at that to facilitate our offense, and then his ability to catch, you know, find our rollers more and being able to connect the dots, which I've been saying has been great. And then defensively, when it comes to game plan execution, that guy's at a pretty high level. We lean on him to do a lot of different things, so there's a lot of trust there. When he steps on the floor, you know what he's going to give you. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I mean, it just when you know he can adapt and he's got zero ego and he's whatever you need me to do to help the team win. It's at the stars that come off the bench, play heavy minutes in the 30s, play teens. You know, he's going to be that guy that knows what is asked of him, both sides of the floor, and he's going to give it to you. He's going to make the hustle plays and winning plays, and that's what you can count on no matter what he's giving you minutes wise or rotation wise any night.
We've seen now, you know, Zaire and Luke kind of in that fifth starter, that wing role, playing alongside of Derek and Dez. Going forward in the preseason, are we expected to see any more guys get that opportunity to join the starting lineup in a similar role?
Potentially. TBD, day to day. Great. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.